Colt McCallany stars in the hit Netflix series, The Waterfront, now streaming. It's a #1 series. You got to go check it out. Colt, thank you so much for your time today.
It's a pleasure.
Let's talk a little bit about how you manifested this role. You passed on another part, and you really wanted this, and here we are now, and you made it happen.
Wow, you've really done your research, Rudy. I'm very impressed. Yeah, I had been offered a job to work for Amazon on a new series that was shooting down in Mexico City. And I happen to love Mexico City because I did a film there back in 2006 called Vantage Point, with a great cast. It had Dennis Quaid and Forrest Whitaker and Sigourney Weaver and some Edgar Ramirez, the great Venezuelan actor. I mean, really some terrific people. And I just fell in love with Mexico City. But I wasn't in love with this particular script. And, my agents were really pushing me to take it. And I said, they had sent me The Waterfront. And I asked them, I said, well, what about The Waterfront? Do you think there's any chance that I'll get that offer? And they said, well, you're way down on the list. They're going to Russell Crowe. They're going to Josh Brolin. They're going to Timothy Olyphant. They're going to and I said, well, like when you say way down on the list, like where am I? Number 5, number 6? Like where do you think I am? I realize that this can be a difficult question sometimes for an agent to answer, but they called me back and they said, you're not in the top 10. And I was like, wow, I'm not in the top 10. That's not good. That's not good at all. But, I said, as long as there's a chance that I could get The Waterfront, I'm going to pass on the other show. And I did that. And sure enough, 30 days later, I got the call and I was going to be Harlan Buckley.
First of all, congratulations. And then second of all, you've done some amazing things in your career, but this really feels like the summer of Colt. I mean, between the new Mission Impossible film and the hit series, I mean, how are you feeling this summer?
That's really nice of you to say, Rudy. I think it was just kind of like a kind of confluence of events, meaning that, some of these films like Mission Impossible, I had actually done like a couple of years earlier. And The Amateur, I'm trying to think. I think I did The Amateur after Mission Impossible, and then obviously, we weren't sure exactly when The Waterfront would launch when we were filming it, and then it just so happened. And then I had an independent film that I did with a fabulous young actor named Sawyer Spielberg, who's Steven Spielberg's son, and then all four projects were released within a few weeks of each other. And the effect of that made it feel to people like, oh my God, Holt's in everything. He's in this, he's in that, he's in this. But really, it was just that the release dates all happened to coincide, is what happened.
Yeah. And the stars all aligned. Let's talk a little bit about the role of Harlan, his intentions, his actions, him being at the center of the family, and kind of the conflict that they're going through.
Well, look, is he, the fundamental question, about Harlan is like, is he a good guy that just occasionally does bad things? Do you know what I mean? Or is he a guy that's carrying around, a lot of negative emotion that kind of, finds its way to the surface? You know what I mean? When he's pressured or tested. And, it was very important to me, that the audience, be able to sympathize with Harlan's plight. And so even if he makes choices as a character that other people might not approve of, hopefully there's still an ability that the audience has to say, well, I don't agree with what he's doing, but I understand why.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about Kevin Williamson. Obviously, millennials grew up Dawson's Creek, and Dawson's Creek is having a moment right now. The Scream franchise, him being the creator of this project. I mean, talk a little bit about working with him and working together on this series.
Sure. Rudy, I'll tell you, the honest to God truth is that, probably of all the showrunners that I've worked with some very talented people. Kevin is a very easygoing, very a kind of like agreeable, almost sort of gentle presence on the set. And not the kind of guy that that ever raises his voice, not the kind of guy, very supportive. I think he really likes actors, and I think he really thought carefully about who he wanted to play these different parts. And I've had people come up to me, and say, you look like a real family. You know what I mean? I really believe Jake Weary as your son, for example, just terrific performance from Jake, and from Melissa Benoist as my daughter. And and I have a great working relationship with Maria Bello, who is a superb and very experienced actress. So he put together a really good group. I don't know if everybody was his first choice. I think some of them were, and some of them were people that he discovered through the audition process. But however he got to where he got, he put together a group of people that that really like each other, and that really we all really gelled, and it's a very happy set. Everybody gets along. We don't have any problems. We don't have any issues. We don't have anybody that isn't happy to be there. And so and then with Kevin and the kind of personality that he has, and that gentle kind of supportive, sort of like feeling that you always get, and from Kevin, and you always feel like you're welcome to ask questions or present an idea, and he's very collaborative in that way, and wants his actors to be happy and to be excited about. And so we're very lucky, because it honestly, I've been in this business for 40 years, Rudy. It isn't always like that. It
Yeah.
really is. So I think we're super fortunate, and I know that I speak for the rest of the cast when I say that everybody is hoping that we'll be renewed for a second season, because we just had a great time.
Well, we hope so too. I mean, the energy that you have, but behind the scenes definitely exudes on screen as well too. I wish I had 6 hours to chat with you. You are my favorite. Cole, thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, thank you, Rudy. Well, listen, buddy, anytime. I'm happy to come back on when we get renewed, or do another interview for season 2, or whatever you want.
Yeah, we were manifesting. You manifested this part. We're going to manifest season number 2 ASAP. Thank you so much for your time today. Go ahead and catch The Waterfront now on Netflix.
Thanks, buddy.
You're the best. Thank you.